Gratitude and money is our topic this afternoon. Linda, good afternoon to you.
Yes, hi. Good afternoon, Quentin. Great to be back on air with you today.
Absolutely. What a beautiful and perfect topic to be discussing.
Well, I'm glad it fits in so perfectly with your focus today as well. That's really awesome. Mm-hmm. And, it's such an interesting, it can be a very interesting way to look at it because from a lot of my experience with clients, one of the common and very frequent complaints I hear from people is simply, when it comes to their money, that it's not enough. So they have the feeling of it's not enough, and so in that statement and even in that feeling of not enough, there's not much space for gratitude, because you're actually feeling a sense of scarcity, you're feeling a sense of it should not actually even be like this. And it's a very stuck space to be in. And so my message today is to share that bringing gratitude to your money for whatever it is you have. And even if you feel that you'd like to have more, which again is a common desire, people would like to have a bit more, if we can just take this moment in time and even just for today, consider that the money we've got is enough and that we're grateful for what we've got. And we're grateful for the things that we've got. And a little simple exercise that I'd like to share with your listeners to try out, for the next few days, would be that, when they're out there in the shops purchasing something, or when you're even paying a bill, or even when you're tithing, or you contributing to your favorite charity, to always simply say, thank you. Now that might sound a bit strange, because you might even feel, the people who are receiving the money should be saying thank you. But when you say thank you, what you're really affirming is that you're saying thank you and even demonstrating that gratitude that you have the money to make that payment or to swipe that card. And you're saying thank you that I can pay my bills and that I have the money to donate, or that I can pay for the purchases, for example, for groceries or anything that you might be buying. So it's these statements and these ways of managing your money that give you, again, a much more abundant experience. And you're really showing gratitude and blessings, that you are blessed, and you're recognizing the blessings that you've got in your life when it comes to your money.
Very, very, very good thing. A lot of people don't look at it that way. There are so many people that are unemployed. We've recently, read the newspapers of people working on in the farming sector that earns, under 100 Rand a day.
Sometimes it's very hard out there, and in fact, just what you're highlighting there is just look at how extreme that is. And when one thinks about people who are in that sort of situation, one can only be left with a sense of gratitude for, our circumstances, in that, we're not struggling like that. And one might also ask, well, what would you say to a person like that? And believe it or not, it still comes back to that mindset that, living your life with gratitude, and yes, it pertains to money inside of this conversation today, but living your life with gratitude is very powerful. In fact, I would even go on to say that it's really one of the most powerful ways to live, because when you are grateful for everything and even the challenges, then life becomes more of a joy and an adventure than a struggle and a process to sometimes get through, which is where sometimes people can end up, and especially when it comes to their money. So gratitude and money really go hand in hand, and this is why I invite listeners to consider being grateful and saying thank you every time they pay a bill, or thank you every time they pay a debt, because it's an acknowledgement of something very powerful.
You have a diary, Linda, and you have, of course, a budget plan that listeners can work out and utilize that particular diary to kind of help them manage their money. And I'm sure there's a space as they make their budget or do their budgeting that they can actually maybe just make some notes in their diary to say, this is, the areas that I'm grateful for. As you receive your money, make some notes. Say why you're grateful for this salary for this month. There's this hole that you need to fill up, and this you need to cover, and that expense you need to pay. But be grateful. It's important perhaps to just highlight those points.
It really is. And in fact, on each page of the diary, on literally every single day, there is a block where there's a prompt that says, today I'm grateful for. And so it literally allows a person to get into the habit of recording, whether it's a money-related thing or whether it's a family-related thing or a career or a relationship or even a health. I mean, it can be, or a future plan that you're looking forward to. There's so much that we can record, and I personally love this because by recording it, firstly, you're acknowledging it in a much deeper and more powerful way, but it even holds the memory in time. Something I've even done is I will go through last year's diary and I can look and see what I was grateful for today, a year ago. And I have to say it's pretty powerful because, let's be honest, who can remember what you were doing on the 21st of February last year when it comes to feeling grateful? So it's it gives another layer of that feeling of abundance and financial well-being, which really is what my diary is about in terms of what it's trying to promote and help people to live in that experience of abundance and gratitude and allowing them to experience having the good life irrespective of what their bank balance actually is.
And people can get a copy of this particular diary where?
It's available at CNA stores, exclusive bookstores, or directly from me. People can always go to my website. My website address is lindiary.com, so that's LINDIARY.com, and they can contact me through the website.
Lynn, it's always lovely chatting to you and getting these little hints and tips and helpful hints, of course, when it comes to our financial safety. And, of course, sometimes important to remind our listeners and even ourselves to be grateful for the much and even for the little. It's been good. Look forward to chatting to you next week.
Wonderful. And next week we're going to be talking about children and money. So that'll be interesting.
Rather sounds very interesting. Looking forward to that. Have a good one.
Wonderful.
Take care now.
Thank
Bye-bye.
you, Quentin.